Everton, your true or false questions. Just a reminder, you can confer. Bury were the first North West club to play in a League Cup final. True or false?
Can I phone me granddad? I'm supposed to know that. False.
You're right to say false. It was Rochdale. In 1962, they played Norwich City and lost 4-0 on aggregate. Played over 2 legs in those days. The Italian side, AC Milan, were formed by an Englishman, Alf Edwards, as the Milan Cricket and Football Club.
True.
You're right to say true. That's why it's called AC Milan and not Milano. Of the victorious Blackburn Rovers team in the 1884 FA Cup final, only one player did not have a moustache. True or false?
1984, it was the fad, wasn't it?
I don't know. A Viking couldn't answer that question. False.
You're right to say false. Several players were clean-shaven. 3 out of 3. Let's go for goal. So, an open goal attempt. Coming up, some action. Who crosses the ball, who scores, and who's the beaten goalkeeper? As you scored maximum in the 3 questions preceding it, we only need to know one of those 3 participants. We only need to know one, but it's probably worth having a go at the 3.
OK, well, we think the cross was Don Masson. The goal scorer is definitely Kenny Dalglish. And the goalkeeper is probably Di Davis.
Let's see if you're right.
It's a goal!
Well, you only needed the 1. You actually got 2. Martin Buchan crossed the ball, not Don Masson, but it was Don Masson who fed Martin Buchan, incidentally. Kenny Dalglish, you were 100% confident about that. Correct. The goalkeeper, Di Davis, correct. So, at half-time, this is the score. Burnley 1, Everton 2. We'll be back in the time it takes Tommy Docherty to list his former clubs, but just before the break, here's a question especially for you at home. Join us again for the second half. Go for goal in this important quarter-final clash between Everton and Burnley. Everton just shading it, 2-1, the half-time score. I'm going to start the second half with a spin of a coin to decide who gets the first choice from a list of 4 possible categories. Jimmy, do you fancy the old heads or tails bit?
Heads.
It is heads. The categories are minor trophies, the management, life at the bottom, what's in a name. Now, which one of those 4 categories would you like to answer questions on?
Life at the bottom. Used to that.
Life at the bottom. Uh-oh. When Leeds United won the championship in 1992, which team finished bottom of the First Division?
Notts County.
You're wearing the same colours, or at least Burnley's colours are the same. West Ham United, the Claret and Blues. Which team finished bottom of England's group in the 1990 World Cup finals?
Egypt.
You're correct. Egypt it is. Which was the last North West side to drop out of the league?
Southport.
In 1978, and they were replaced by Wigan. Quite correct. 2 out of 3. Let's go for goal. So, a half chance. We're now going to hear from Paddy Crarand. Who is he talking about? As you got 2 out of 3, he's going to give you 2 clues. So, cue Paddy.
This lad's played for lots of different clubs. He's just come back after being abroad for a short period of time. His great asset is his goal-scoring ability. Had a great spell, particularly with one great football club, and then left them to go abroad. Came back and has done tremendous for the club he's at, and has done tremendous at international level. Keeps scoring goals no matter where he is.
2 clues. Who do you think that Paddy was talking about there?
John Aldridge.
You're going for John Aldridge? Yeah. Let's see if you're right.
It's a goal!
Yes, of course, John Aldridge, who spent time with Real Sociedad in Spain, now plays for Tranmere, and Jack Charlton's the Republic of Ireland. Well done. Moving on to Everton, and the remaining categories are minor trophies, the management, and what's in a name. Which one of those 3 categories would you like to answer questions about?
We'll go for the management, please, Elton.
The management. Which team was managed not by the 2 Rons, but by 4 Rons during the 1980s? Ron Atkinson, Ron Saunders, Ronnie Allen, and Ron Wiley.
Yeah. West Bromwich Albion.
Correct. Nicknamed the Baggies as opposed to the Ronettes. Which Northwest club has been managed by Harry Catterick, Bob Stokoe, and Eddie Gray?
Blackpool?
No, Rochdale. Surprised at you, David, as you got on so well with him. Who acted as England's stand-in manager prior to the appointment of Don Revie as England manager?
Joe Mercer?
That's quite correct. 2 out of 3. Let's go for goal. So, another half chance. We're now going to hear from the aforementioned Thomas Docherty Esquire. Now, who's he talking about? And as you got 2 out of 3, you get 2 clues.
And I always thought he was a good player, but he grew on me each season. It went past by his aggression, his skill, his determination. I remember seeing him once with West Bromwich Albion, and I thought, good player for the future.
Brian Robson.
No doubts?
Pretty sure.
OK. Is it Captain Marvel or isn't it? Let's find out.